Hi guys, welcome back to Julian's Gardens. A quick update today about my Buddleia cuttings that I show you in the video about 1.5 months ago. So if you haven't watched that video and want to know more how I do a lot of cuttings to multiply the plants around my gardens, please come back to watch that video. And here is the result. After about 1.5 months after I took the cuttings, and I want to give you how to see how they are all rooted. I haven't take the container out to see the roots, but I saw a lot of the white root underneath the container. Can you see that? Look at that. And down here, so I know they all, most of them, they're all rooted, I guess. And I got 5 cuttings in here, and they're all growing very nicely. So I kept the cutting inside my house, in the windowsill with south-facing window that doesn't have any direct sunlight for the buddles. Please go back to watch that video a while ago. And here's, let me tip them out so you can see. Let me find something so it's not I'm not making the mess here. Okay, let me find a tray or something first. All right. So here, let me tip the cutting out. Here it is. They're starting all rooted very nicely. So I know they're all rooted. Very nice. So roughly 1.5 months. So I can put the container, I'll put the whole bunch like this back in the container, and I can wait another 2 more weeks and I can repot them. So maybe I just tear one of the cutting out so you can see how well they all rooted. Just gently after around 1.5 months. Here's Sissy, one of the cutting. In fact, I'm gonna repot this one straight away. Let me get some potting mix. Alright, so I got some very good drainage of potting mix here. I often use premium potting mix. And I got some tiny little container like this. And let me show you, I think you saw me many times ago that I got like a few or halfway through of the potting mix, and the cutting I just showed you earlier, to pop it in the container and fill it with the soil. So that's it. And then I won't put the cutting straight into the sun. I will kind of like hardening the cutting off before I put the cutting in full sun. Now, Buddleia, they love full sun in order for them to bloom well. But I will hardening the cutting off first for several hours each day in the direct sunlight. I'm gonna do it in the morning and then in the afternoon, and I will bring the cutting back into the shade. And I keep doing that for about 3 or 4 days, and after that I can put the cutting straight into full sun. And they love moist, so make sure the cutting that you should pot them up stay moist. It's better to water it every day, and for the first week, and after that you can reuse the water like every 2 or 3 days a week. And so that's it. In fact, I'm going to show you how to take the cutting of the salvia as well. So with the techniques that I showed you in the video a while ago, you can apply to a lot of other shops as well. Example like if the herbs, you can do the same like with sage or rosemary cutting or lavender. And they work very well with the salvia cuttings that I'm going to show you a little bit later. Or example, this one. This one, the variegated Virginia, I think that they call. And I took the cutting last year at my friend's place. Thank you so much, Kay, for watching this video. And they got beautiful pink flower in spring, and I love this one very much. And it's very striking when it's in bloom. I still love the leaves colors very much. It's kind of the same color as variegated elderberry that I got, but it's just beautiful and it's nice to take the cutting, and you can grow on your own, and it's just free, and you can you feel so rewarding. So let's head to the garden. I show you the type of the salvia I'm going to take the cutting today. So this type of salvia, I love this one very much because of the color, and it doesn't go quite tall like some of the salvia. Example like hot lip salvia or the amista salvia that I got. And I just love the lavender color. It blends really well with the other shrub and plants. And here's the name of the salvia. It's called So Cool Lilac color. And for the cutting, we're aiming for the cutting that doesn't have flower on. But most of the time, if they got the flower, we just cut the flowering off. And then we take some of the branches inside, and then I will show you a little bit later. Okay, let me cut this one. This one looks very good candidate. Okay, let me cut this one first, and I will explain to you a little bit later. Okay, maybe in fact I can show you. Okay, you can see here the cuttings. Some of the cuttings that I took, and the cutting is still very green and just new grow. And I try to choose the cutting knots that don't have a flower on. But it doesn't matter much if they got a flower, and you can just cut the flowering buds off. And some of the cutting, let me show you. Here's a going down here very woody stem that they don't take root well when they are old and hardy like this. So a lot of the type of salvia that's like hot lip salvia, they often like make have a lot of babies over the bush. But this type of salvia, it doesn't have any baby at all, or it doesn't have any sucker for me to create the new plants. So just for me to create more new plants, I just have to take the cutting. And with this method, normally it works very well with other shrubs that I just told you. Okay, let me bring the cutting into the shady area, and I'm going to show you. So I'm in the shade now, and here are the cuttings, and you can see the cutting are very healthy and on a new growth, and because they are softwood cutting. And make sure don't use the cutting really soft though. If the cutting really soft, it they could lose a lot of moisture, a little bit hard for them to root it out. Like example, this one on the side shoot here, it's very soft. And we want the cutting kind of soft but still a little bit woody like this, but it not turn to very brown color like very woody that I showed you in the bush before. So with this cutting, I normally bury 2 lymph nodes into the soil. Example 1, 2, and normally I just take the top of the cutting off because we want the cutting to root, not to grow. And let me just take the top off, and we leave some leaf on. Make sure you leave some leaves on because the cutting still needs some energy for them to root out. Example like this. So this cutting is around 10 centimeter length. Very good size for the cutting. I don't take any more further than 12 centimeter or 15 centimeter length, because for me the longer the cuttings are, the harder for them to get rooted, because they will lose quite a lot of energy to provide leaves, to provide the stem to stay moist and stay to have energy for them to root out. So this one cutting and this one as well. Okay, so no, I just take on the new grow off because I don't want them to grow. I want the cutting to get root. And example, I just cut below the leaf node there, and I take on the leaf and the side shoot at the bottom of the cutting. And because I'm going to bury 2 leaf nodes in the soil. And I got another cutting here. And again, I cut on the top grow off. And I leave some leaves on. And then I bury 2 leaf nodes into the soil. Okay, and again, I use very good quality of the potting mix, fill in the container. And then I just use a stick or something to make the holes. And normally I just put the cutting just around the edge of the container. And then I bury 2 leaf nodes of the cutting into the soil. Another one. So first, I'm gonna water the cutting very well in, and then I put the cutting next to my windowsill or in my kitchen windowsill, south-facing window, and where there are no direct sunlight for them at all, and keep the cutting moist. But I did mention in the video of the Buddleia as well that I don't water them, and only water them today, the cutting today, and after that, every day I just use the misting container like this that I got in Aldi. Do you think it's very cute? And I just mix the cutting all over like this, and every day just feel spitting like this, and just keep the cutting moist. And after a while, 4 and 6 weeks, and they will starting the cutting will start rooting out. All right, next head to the garden. I show you some of the cutting that I took of this salvia a while ago. And I will show you how beautiful they're doing after only a few months. Alright, so here is one of the cutting I took a few months ago, and it's starting to bloom, and the bush looks getting quite big now. This is my grapevine area in my front yard, and in fact this is my what is this one? The clematis. This is a variety that I show you in the video. They are blooming. This is blooming beautiful at the moment, and it's very nice together with this salvia as well. And next to head to other area that I show you, so I got the same type of the cuttings. I took the same time, and they're doing really well. In fact, I'm going to, maybe when I have a time, I'm gonna take the cutting of this salvia as well. And I love this type of salvia as well because it doesn't go big as some other type of salvia. This is the type of salvia that gets so big. This one is going to bloom very soon. And here comes its way. This is another bush of the salvia. The same type that I took a few months ago. Look at that, how well it's growing. And then I got another bush, the other side as well. So that's it for the video today. I hope that you will learn something new of the video that I just provide to you. And thank you so much for watching, and see you next video. Bye bye.